If you're someone who doesn't go for haircuts consistently because of some level of friction, just like I used to have, the single best thing you can do is just get consistent at going, and you will get to that point when you have like a consistent barbershop that you actually like. That I would say to use as motivation to skyrocket your income. If you're a young, ambitious man, you should be thinking to yourself, you know what, like bro, I take pride in my appearance. I want to look like I've been, keeping up with the barbershop. I don't want to have to try and save $10, $20 by not going and like lowering my appearance for something that's so important is how you look. And people say it's shallow, but it is so incredibly important, valued and judged. To have like a hit to your appearance simply because you can't afford like a $20, how much are haircuts in America? They're like 10 to 15 pounds in the UK. Simply because you can't afford that, it should make you a little bit pissed off. Like, I'm kind of going on a side tangent, but we as young men, bro, we need some male aggression. If this has been like conditioned out of us by like the feminine society, we need some male aggression that you can't afford consistent haircuts. You need to feel aggressive towards it and say, why the fuck am I so broke? Why is my income so low that I can't? Even if you're like 15 years old, you should have these thoughts. You should be a little bit pissed off and think, okay, how do I start making money right now? It's this aggression, this sense of agitation, frustration that causes a young man to be productive and start learning a high level skill or business when he's so young. It's so easy. Most young guys do this. It's so easy to just throw your hands up and say, nope, haircut's too expensive. I can't do it. You should not just have this defeatist attitude. You should be asking yourself, okay, how could I afford it? Don't just say I can't afford it. Say, okay, how could I afford it? Because this is an important part of your life. And one of the things I didn't say at the start, especially with hair for some reason, is that it really does affect your self-image and your self-esteem. As much as like we can say, oh, well, I don't care and, I'm not going to go for a haircut. You can't help but feel a little bit worse about yourself when you are unkept. You just can't. And then when you do, like there's this, like a meme online of when guys get like a fresh fade and we feel like so confident, so sexy, and a week later we lose that. And you can make some philosophical debate like, oh, well, you should have that confidence all the time. But of course, your level of confidence is tied to how you look and feel. And it is absolutely normal to feel better when you look better. And so for most of my life, I lived with that handicap of not having my hair like clean and tidy with the barber shop. That's the most important part. In terms of what haircut to actually get, there's too many like hairstyles and head shapes for me to actually discuss. But in general, you'd probably be safe with going for the undercut. The undercut is like the normal sort of like modern day, almost fuckboy haircut where it's short on the sides and back and it's got a bit longer where you can do like this with the top of your hair. I've experimented with different hairstyles. I've trimmed my entire hair off. This, by far, at least for me, is the most attractive hairstyle that I've had. It's the one which gets me the most compliments. And when I have this kind of hair, it's also when I attract the most women into my life. It might not be the same for you. There might be a different hairstyle, which is way more attractive on like your head shape or your style. But if you're very uncertain, if you're like a young guy, you've never really had like a concrete hairstyle that really works for you, just go with one like this. You can just go to Google, search undercut, choose one of the pictures that looks nice, go to a barber shop and just show them the picture. It'll cost you like 15 pounds. It'll take 2 hours out of your day and it'll be a significant improvement to your appearance, which is so worth it in my opinion. Along with getting haircuts, you also have to learn how to style your hair, because go to the professional to get your haircut, but it's very, very unlikely that anyone watching this is going to have a professional who would style their hair every single day. If you're like a very like wealthy, rich person, you might get some stylist to come, see you and style your hair properly. That'd be amazing. But for the majority of us, we have to do it ourselves every single morning. This is something that I overlooked for a long time. So of course I wouldn't be getting my haircut, but I wouldn't even style it either. To style your hair and make it look good, you need to get like some hair product like gel or wax. You can literally just go to any big supermarket and just go to like the men's sort of deodorant and shaving cream section, and they'll have like pictures of like hair stuff inside of like little tubes. Buy a couple of them and just like experiment.